Alright, so today, this morning, I guess, I'm drawing some coffee. People drinking coffee. A couple girls drinking coffee. Um, I got this. I'm trying out this thing where, you like draw with basically it's a highlighter, and then you just go over that with pen. So no pencils involved. It is sketching, technically, because it doesn't. You'll see like the under drawing is all like crazy. Um, anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. I guess it's the technique. I don't know. Chris Hong, uh, her YouTube channel is Chris Hong Art. I'll put a link to that in the description. She does it, or I seen her sketching like that. I think I seen her doing that on Instagram first, and then YouTube. But it looked really interesting. Like she uses Mild Liner by Zebra um, highlighter, like. But then when I don't know when I seen hers, it was like pretty bright, and I went to when I went to the store, you can't really tell, but that's like a pastel kind of highlighter. I thought I didn't like pastel colors, like in Easter time when you're just inundated with pastel everywhere. I do like Easter chocolate. Anyway, getting off subject, the pastel colors. Like I thought I didn't really like them, but I got these Bic pens where some of like four of the colors are pastel, and these pastel Sharpies are pastel also. They're a Sharpie brand, and they got that little AP artist. It says something artist, so I don't know if that means it's archival or what. But anyway, I think it's pretty cool that they're kind of leaning towards, or they realize that people draw with these things. And anyway, yeah. So I seen the two pastel colors. I thought that they would go pretty good together. And for the pen, like I originally went to the store. We have two art stores here in town, but it turns out that they don't have much of a ballpoint pen selection. And I'm pretty sure that's where Chris Hong said that she got her Bic pens. Or she might have said she ordered them online. In any case, I wanted to try out what she was doing, and it looked pretty cool. So this Sharpie that I was using, it's an orange one, but now that I'm like rewatching this, it looks like it's more yellow. Well, I guess it kind of looks orange. I don't. And anyway, and then I'm going over with purple from the pen, and also I bought these singles Bic pen singles because they said that they're bold. It says they were 1.6 millimeter. I figured that would save some time for if I was doing an outline, which I end up doing on this drawing or pen sketch, whatever. I always call everything I do a sketch, basically. This one I had to keep like reminding myself like it's just a sketch, just throw down lines because there's no erasing, and if all else fails, since it's on white paper, I could just use a Posca pen, one of those acrylic kind of pen things, which I do on the second drawing of this. Also, you might hear my dog snoring. She's like right next to me, and I don't know. She's so crabby, like about if I'm not paying attention to her, or because normally I was doing this one. Almost every video I try to do a talking while I'm drawing, and including this one, but she like ends up coming up behind me on my chair and like starts like getting upset, kind of like whining and growling, like what the hell, man, like because she's always like right by my lap, and you could like completely hear them on this video. So the second best thing I could do is do a voiceover while she's like laying on the side of me. So you might hear her snoring or something. Anyway, yes. So I'm trying this shading. Like, I like hatching. I don't really care to cross hatch too much. But I was reminded of Angel Medina. He's a really good comic book artist. And I was looking at some of his drawings, and he does these like really cool cross hatches where, like, you know, there's like some bounce light meets regular light. And he's like a pro at it. He does it flawlessly. So I was trying to attempt that on her like chest there, and I wasn't too happy with it. I just kind of like reinforced my like, this is why I don't do cross hatching. But and then it was starting to bother me. Oh, that's that bold pen I'm using right there that I was saying. It's 1.6 millimeter. Apparently had some goo on there. They all do. And it's tough to take off, so I could kind of feel it scraping around the paper too. I think I eventually get it all off at some point, but yeah. See, so that hatching on her chest there was like bothering me, so I was like, I gotta start hatching more now to make it kind of even out. And this is where I had to keep reminding myself, like, it's just a sketch. Who cares? That's why you're doing this in a sketchbook. Because I was instantly regretting, like, oh, now I have to hatch over here. Otherwise, like, it's ridiculous to have like shadow, you know, on one area but not on the rest, like under her arm where it should be obvious. Is what I told myself. But anyway, yeah, I liked it mainly because, like, I like how I captured the smile and the eyes. The eyes look kind of glowy. No, not glowy. Like, I like the highlight I got on the eyes. And I was happy with the nose. Anyway, so overall, yeah, I was happy with the sketch. And if I wasn't, then, like I said, I had the Posca marker ready. Also, about the Posca pen, I never heard of them until like 2 years ago when I seen David Finch using a white Posca pen to fix some of his inking corrections, whatever. And then he like waited for it to dry a little bit, and he started like drawing right over it, like no problem with the ink. And he said he had no problem with it, because usually when you have like some whiteout or something, and you draw back over it after it dries, there's like some flakiness or parts of it like kind of crumble off or break apart. But he said that Mark Silvestri told him about it, so he's been using it ever since. And then, yeah, so I got the Posca pens after that. I had to order them online. But now, like, I went to Target, I went to Walmart, and they both had Posca pens. And they even had Tombow pens and Microns, so their artist section is kind of expanding, which I think is cool. So then more people could, because they don't have art stores like everywhere. And then I guess you can't order online, but if you want it, right away, you don't have to wait for the shipping to get to you. Anyway, yeah, so I'm a big fan of Posca pens now. And they also come in all kinds of colors, and then I'm sure like everybody's seen some reels or TikToks or whatever's on social media of people like adding to their paintings Posca markers of some sort. Oh, okay, yeah, so I'm starting the next one here. I started this one in real time. I started both of them in real time just so you kind of have an idea of how fast I draw with these markers and morning sketches. I'm pretty timid at this, and so I drew the first egg shape of the head, and then I drew the back, because she's going to be a little bit tilted. It's like a 3/4 turn, so that's like the back of her head. And then I was about to draw the eyes, but I went with the cup, so I have an idea of because I want her eyes to be looking at the cup. She's going to supposed to look like excited, jubilated, almost hysterical at how much she's excited about her cup of coffee. Um, which is basically how I feel when I get coffee. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. And I'm going pretty slow. Like, I keep changing my mind in the, like, you'll see me do some like little practice moves with my hand before I put down any marks, because I'm trying to think a couple steps ahead of like the facial expression that I want. um, and that's one of the things like I'm like constantly working on, is like it's just a sketch. I mean, this is my sketchbook. That's why I'm putting all this stuff in the sketchbook. So like if I mess up, like who cares? Or yeah, in air quotes, mess up, because that's what the sketchbook is for. It's for like your ideas, to me anyway, and to make all your mistakes and hopefully have fun. uh, like, but I don't know. If that's how you guys sketch, or if anybody else is kind of like sketches like that, like I want it to be as great as it possibly can. So yeah, I have that mantra kind of going in my head, like it's just a sketch, who cares? It's just a sketch, who cares? And even with that going, I still find myself like, oh, should I put this here? Or things like that, like the hand placement. And I wasn't happy with the hand placement either, how she's holding that cup. So, and with this method, it's basically like you put down the the first layer, so it's like you have your first shot at getting it right, and then you got the second shot when you're putting on the ink. So instead of having a pencil with an eraser, you kind of got this little undertone drawing, which is I don't know, kind of like strike one or something, or well, take one. Yeah, it's kind of like take one, and then you got with the ink, it's like, all right, take two, final cut. And then for this one, I throw in the Posca, the whiteout Posca correction that I use as a correction pen. So it's basically kind of like take three, I guess. So anyway, yeah, I'm always working on that. Like, take it easy. Um, that's the sketches are just to relax, have fun. Hopefully, I have a feeling that's something I'm gonna be working on probably for quite a while, if not the rest of my life. Sometimes I am successful at it. Like, it's like almost all completely zen and just straight free flowing thought from the. But anyway, it's not always like that. It's probably like 99% not like that. It's just like me having small arguments in my head while I'm drawing this, which saying it, I don't know, out loud to hear myself say it doesn't sound like it's a whole lot of fun, but I do find that kind of enjoying, I guess. What I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I did start drawing seriously, like, so I'm trying to be a professional comic book artist, like that be my gig. That's my daytime job. I've been at it for, this is 11 years now, and I've never filled up a whole sketchbook before until I started taking drawing more serious, trying to make it my full-time job. And that was in like 2012 when I filled up a full sketchbook, my first one ever. Like, I've bought sketchbooks throughout my life like many times or got them as gifts, but I've only did like maybe 10, 12 pages at the most. So anyway, I was looking back at the sketchbook that I filled up, and it's really cool seeing the progress, like things that I wanted to get better at, and also things that I like thought were, that I really liked at the time, but then looking back on it, I don't know, I guess changing my opinion on how I did some things, and then I guess you just call it growth. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys are having a lot of fun in your sketchbooks and drawing things that are make you happy, and getting better at what it is you want to get better at. But unfortunately, that means you got to make mistakes, which I don't know if you get as frustrated as I do when that happens. But hopefully you kind of like learn or look at frustration as, being a good thing, because then, that means you're learning, if that makes sense. It's kind of like ironic, I think, like trying to be happy with to be frustrated. Or I don't know, maybe you could look at it differently. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of like how I got better at, as an example, drawing hands. Like I used to not like drawing hands. I would do what I could to hide them all the time. When I was like, I would draw the face and the figure, and then I would kind of hide the hands. Like I just I was thinking like, well, what if I liked drawing hands? And I guess I kind of got lucky that way, because I don't know, somewhere along the line I just started to enjoy drawing hands. I'm not the best at it or anything, but I do notice like I don't have to use references often, because I don't know if you noticed, but I draw pretty stylized. It's not exactly photorealistic, so that's how I draw hands. Also, it's like just a stylized version of hands. But to me, it's passable enough. For this sketch, I didn't do the bold Bic outline pen. I just kind of, you could see I'm just retracing over the same line over and over. And then also see that bunny ear kind of like hair, or mouse ear. I was trying to do like how Travis Schrey does. He's a really good illustrator, comic book artist, and I think he does covers now, for the most part. Like his Wildcats run, especially, I was looking at how he does hair, and yeah, it has like a strand that kind of comes off the head and comes back on, and he makes these really interesting patterns with hair. It's also stylized, but I mean, it looks like incredible. I don't know. It's just fun to look at. So I was trying to pull that off, unsuccessfully, but I did like. I mean, I still like how it turned out, though. So getting back to the method of this type of sketching, I seen yeah okay. So I seen Chris Hong. She was drawing with the mild liner. Looked like a highlighter, but I don't really like the like how highlighters, they're like neon. But I still wanted to try it. I was like, well, I don't know, maybe I'll see a highlighter that looks cool. So that's when I ran into those pastels. And I always walk through the pen aisle at stores, especially if they have ballpoint pens. And then I don't know, I just noticed sudden. I don't know if they've always been there or if I'm just noticing it now. The zebra midliners, mild liners. They yeah, they also come in pastel too. I would have got them also, but I already bought the Sharpies at Office Max. And then I think I got this pen that I'm using right now at Office Max also. No, I bought this one online on eBay. Uh, I I couldn't wait. I was pretty excited, so I just ordered it online real quick. So I work 12-hour days at my regular job, and sometimes I work like 3 to 4 days in a row. Not very often the 4 days anymore, but whenever I'm working a 3 day, you basically don't have time to do anything. You just come home, shower, eat, go to bed. So I ordered online for it. And anyway, yeah, so I did a couple of, like, I drew an eyeball or something, and I like how the contrasts looked with the pastel colored pen, colored Bic pen colors. It doesn't have to be any brand. I just keep saying Bic pen. This just sounds cool. It could be, I don't know, what other brands are there? I guess they escape me right now. Pentel? There's another one. I think it's Papermates. I believe, yeah, I think that's a popular one also. And Zebra, I guess. Yeah. There was, now I think about it, there's like a lot of people that draw with ballpoint pen that are like really good. I see them on Instagram mostly. I forget this one lady's name. Hopefully I'll write it up on the screen there if I remember it. But she draws like scenery with ballpoint pen. It's like looks amazing. Frank Cho, I remember way back in the day, like 20 years ago. I'm sure he's been doing it even longer than that, but on the internet, 20 years ago was like back when everyone still used message boards. He had some pictures up, and I couldn't believe that they were ballpoint pen. I was like, no way, nobody could draw that good with a pen. But I mean, he could. And for highlighters, also, I think I remember seeing Ladowska on Instagram. She did some highlighter stuff when she was still when she wasn't doing what she does now. I forget what she was. She was at an office, sounded like, and she did some kind of artwork with a highlighter. I thought they looked kind of cool. But I didn't ever notice anybody drawing with like a highlighter as in under. It's usually like a colored pencil or coal erase, they call them, as an under. But whatever. Like I said, it looked really cool, so I wanted to try it and see the dynamics of different colors, how they work with each other. And for the background here, I'm to get back to the drawing. I wanted to, make it kind of pop, as it were. So there's nothing special. There's just some hatching with the highlighter. It seems to kind of like, make it more fun to look at anyway, the drawing. And I didn't like how her hand just looked completely whited out, so I went in and started defining the tendons and stuff, and kind of made it look like she had an old lady hand. I don't know. I noticed it's pretty forgiving when you do hands, and if you don't mess them up too bad, like if you don't make them look too wonky, or if there's tangents or anything, then it's pretty forgiving. Like people tend to just kind of look over that for the most part. Not everybody. The main thing I focus on is the face when I'm doing a sketch or drawing or whatever. I got that from Adam Hughes when he said when he inks that he starts out with the eyes and the face. If you mess up that, then basically the whole drawing is ruined. I know that goes against with the sketchbook, I guess, rules that I go by. It's because that's where you draw to make mistakes, and experiments and stuff. But if I can make it look how I want in the first try, then I would much rather that. That's why I start with the face anyway. I think that's a good habit. Unless I heard some people like start with other parts of the body, like a finger or an ear, just for practice. I don't normally do that. Okay, so I got the Posca pen out. So I'm kind of covering up some of the highlighter where it's like in the finger there. I don't want it to go there. So, and I was also doing outline to make it pop out a little bit more. And I was fixing her chin there. So like I'm off screen, I'm like wiping that Posca pen off on another piece of paper because I was kind of making a orange sherbet colored mess. I was just like pushing around color, a lighter pink color. And then I had to wait for that to dry. And then I started going over it again. I noticed the littler Posca pens, I don't know if they have a different formula for the ink, but they're like way darker or way more pigmented with the white, as opposed to this one. It comes on kind of translucent white, so you have to do a few layers. That chin, it was bothering me, so that's why I went to go correct it with the Posca pen. I had to do like 3 or 4 layers, and I'm like waiting for it to dry. And then it started to bother me even more because the Posca pen, like, you put too much white there, it looks like she has like a chin strap or something on her chin. But anyway, so I just throw that in the sketchbook experimenting. That's why I'm messing around with all this stuff. And then for the smoke, I was kind of like arguing with myself if I should use the Posca pen to kind of make it look smoky. I ended up going in with the blue ballpoint there to hopefully make it look smoky. I don't think I really sold it, but it was fun to try out. I like how her hand turned out. It like, a little bit more excited look. All right, yeah, so anyway, that's it. That's my drawing. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you like coffee, how much you love coffee, or if you don't like coffee, totally fine also. I know a lot of tea drinkers. Hope you guys have a great day. I would really suggest trying out this kind of highlighter pen ink combination. And yeah, just have fun experimenting in the sketchbook. Thanks for watching.